no problem out to watch fellas from watch because everybody
I
was
do.
from everywhere back then. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. We've talked about gangster rap extensively in the past and how its mixture with crack cocaine was like an unfortunate perfect storm, for the early to mid 80s. However, we've talked very little, if any, about the hood movies. Like Colors that came out in 1988, Boys in the Hood came out shortly after that, Menace to Society, South Central, American Me, Blood In, Blood Out. But how influential do you think those movies were to the spread of gangs and things like that? Do you think it was as influential as the music?
You know what? I think that they made them more influential than they really were. One of my dudes, another true story, when Colors came out, one of my roommates, I just bought this house where I'm at right now, and I lived in my old neighborhood, and one of my partners, he moved with me. He helped me move into the pad. He was also a roadie for the Wrecking Crew. We call him Fat Fat. Fat Fat's a good-hearted dude. Loved him some Lonzo. One of the best cats I've ever met. Dre knew him, and everybody knew him. He was our roadie. He would travel with us. But Fat Fat started dealing with, got into the gang life. And I told Fat Fat, hey, man, you're doing too much. You can't stay with me doing this right here. Fat Fat messed around there with the Stockton, and he got into a situation with one of them Stockton boys, and he killed him. Well, the lawyer that they hired for him, he had called me to testify. I drove all the way to Alameda County and stayed overnight to go to court to testify for my partner. And I looked up and they turned the lights off and they played goddamn Colors in the movie, in the courtroom. I'm not bullshitting. They played Colors in the movie, in the court. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? He got 25 to life. He just got out.
He just got out a few years ago, right?
Years ago. They played Colors in the movie.
Yeah, I do believe
they played
you
Colors.
Brought him on the show one time. I do believe he was a guest.
Time, yeah. They played Colors at his trial. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And he was like, dude, that shit was, the movie Colors was so off when it came to gangbanging. All they did was have some cats, some cops, and some gangbangers. They tried to, they convinced the 12 white people that he killed this kid in retaliation from seeing Colors. He just saw Colors. True, he just come out the movie theater.
That's wrong.
True,
That's fucked up.
They swore to God, the DA convinced 12 white people and a judge that he shot and killed this kid in retaliation for watching the movie Colors. I'm saying, come on, man, y'all got to be stupid as fuck. But that's how they do black folks. That's real shit. I wouldn't lie to you. I ain't no reason to lie to you, folks. And that's when I realized that this shit is fucked up. And see, people don't understand when you are behind the scenes on real life shit like this, it makes you reevaluate all the shit that you're seeing hearing in the records, seeing in the theaters. A lot of that shit catered to the streets. It was supposed to be, well, it was basically most of the time it was how-to videos. Okay, this is how you get caught up in the hood. And I was telling somebody today, we had a conversation today with some of my boys, the fellas I talked to today about coming and speaking to some of their schools or their classrooms. Music and movies are some of the most powerful shit you'll ever experience. Music more so than movies, but they go hand in hand. Because you don't see no good movies without a bomb-ass soundtrack. As a kid growing up, Lonzo Williams, grown-ass man, now, I went to Catholic school, good square-ass kid, but I started listening to that. My old man had me listen to that. My cousin had me listening to Three Dog Night and Janis Joplin and all that old white shit on the radio when we cut lines. And shit, I wanted to be a hippie. I was watching, they had all kind of dance shows at nighttime, and it would be hippie kids doing their little dances and shit, and that was my influence. I even had some white pants that came with markers, and you could write on. You could had a permanent marker came with the pants. You could draw on these pants, write free love and peace and all that shit, and it came with the pants. But then later on, I started checking out Curtis Mayfield. People get ready, there's a train a coming. All that black liberation shit. Guess what? I changed my clothes again. I start dressing like Link from the Mod Squad because I'm watching the Mod Squad. I got a big ass natural. I got an old Army pea coat on, and I'm influenced. I'm telling you, dude, this happened to me personally. I said, I know how this shit works. Shortly after that, I heard Superfly. I heard Curtis Mayfield. He stopped doing the revolutionary shit and started doing Superfly. Guess what happened to Lonzo? Lonzo had a big ass natural. He got it pressed and curled during the Easter vacation. My daddy had a buddy of his, just like on Good Times, Lenny with the Coat of Plenty. Homeboy had, his name was Bo. He had a trunk of plenty. He sold clothes out of the trunk of his car. This is honest to God truth. I told this story today at another situation. Bo would go to all the, because back in the day, everybody had a club. Everybody was hustling. It was a different era. Bo would pull up in front of a nightclub. He got all these coats and cars and shoes. He stole shit out of his garage at the pad. He had this one black coat. I got a picture of me in this coat. This coat was $60 back then. Back in the 70s, this coat was $60. I cut this man's line 12 times for $5 to get this goddamn coat. There's no bullshit. And that was my influence. Now, I only heard the music. I didn't see the movie till damn near 2 or 3 years later. But it influenced me that damn much to change my style of dress, change the way I carried myself, and even had me sniffing baking soda like I was doing cocaine. So don't tell me what a movie or some music won't do to a motherfucker's brain. I am a fucking, I'm a living experiment on what happens when you see the wrong shit. Living experiment. So I know everything that is going on right now, dude, these kids are susceptible to this shit just like a sponge is susceptible to water. And no bullshit. And to say they're not, to say they're not, they are full of shit. Oh, music, man, fuck you. Don't tell me what music won't do, what a movie won't do, what imagery won't do. Bullshit. Bullshit. It did it to me. And the only thing kept my ass straight was my daddy had a big ass foot and a solid ass hand. That's what kept my ass straight. That's the only thing kept me from being around the rest of the motherfuckers. My daddy would kick off in my ass. The fear of my daddy kicking off in my ass was superseded all that gang shit, everything else.
I love hearing shit like that. This next comment goes exactly with what we're talking about. Benny McCrumbie says, we were skating around at Skateland USA and World on